I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Forensic Gameology, hosted by ForensicGameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Patchwork, a 2-player abstract in which you try to make a patchwork quilt. Get all these pieces, and they will fit on your board, and at the end of the game, you'll want to have most of these pieces filled up, if not all, because you get -2 points for every empty space on your quilt. So you want to get these pieces on here, fit them all proper, and once they go down, you can't move them, so you just got to start trying to maneuver them in correctly. All the while, trying to score buttons, because these buttons are going to be points as well at the end of the game. So, to do so, to play the game, you've got your little pawn here, and you can choose one of these patches, one of the 3 patches in front of it, and you get to pick that up and put on your board. Each of the patches, most of the patches have a time on them, and you move forward on the time track, that number of time spaces, and that will help you, that'll get you to the game end, but it will also help you get more buttons as you pass little button token signs, symbols. Also, there are little patches on here that if you pass them first, you can put them on your board, which I find generally helpful. So let's talk simplicity versus complexity.
This game is, I think, simple enough. I think, like Tom said, you can take one of these. You take one of these things. That's the goal of the game, is take one of. If you can't afford it, then you just go forward. So the 2 things you can do in your turn are take one of these, pay for it, move your time up, and get buttons if you pass a button. Or if let's say Tom is there and I'm here, I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 in front of him, and then I would get 5 buttons. And that would make it so that I could then purchase these, which would give me more buttons and more time and cover the space on the board, because you want to cover as much as possible, or else you get negative points, like Tom said. So I think it's simple enough. Now, to actually cover the board is the tricky part with these pieces that are allotted to you.
Yeah, this is a very rules-light game. The rule book is essentially, 3 to 6 pages. I say 3 to 6 because it's just a fold-out.
Plenty of pictures.
Plenty of pictures, a lot of examples, very easy to understand. Luck versus strategy.
There is, I would say, more strategy than luck in this game. The luck is going to be where this is on your turn, but you can also semi-plan for that. Like, if I know Tom needs this piece to perfectly end something, and it's got 3 buttons, and whatever, I just won't get this piece, therefore it won't be the next 3, and then maybe he'll get it, and then maybe he'll see that I did that, and choose not to do the same thing. So there is you can mitigate it a little bit, because you can just move up on the board and just receive more buttons, but at the same time, you really need to get these pieces, so maybe I just sacrifice, okay, he gets that piece, or he got the piece I wanted. So the luck is in these pieces, but I think there's plenty of ways to mitigate it. But with what I said, I do think there's quite a bit of luck. I meant to say strategy.
Yeah, I'll echo Molly that a large part of this game is strategizing on which piece you're going to pick up and what pieces you'll deny to your opponent or allow them to pick up, or how you'll try to get them to get you to where you want to be. I can look and see I have this cross or this plus sign, and it's just a really good fit for something I have. I don't want to let Molly either get it or have an opportunity to pass it, so I have to be strategic as to how I go that far. There's a little bit of luck, but for the most part, I think this game is a lot of strategy.
I meant to say, before you go on, that the other part of the strategy is the same thing with these pieces, but how much time you use. Some of these pieces use a ton of time, but they're so good. But you're like, I don't want to use it. Or the really cheap ones use a lot of time. This one's only worth 1 button, but it's worth 5 time. So you've got to balance that out. And that is interesting. And yeah, so that is part of the strategy as well.
When Molly was saying these are worth 1 button, if you pass this button marker on the time track, you get buttons as points and also as coins to use as currency for the amount of buttons that are showing on your board. So that is a big deal in how you are going to play your turn as well. It's not just filling up your board, but choosing pieces that have enough buttons to give you more points, more currency. This piece doesn't have any buttons, and it's kind of
only 1 time.
But it's only 1 time.
And
but it costs
big.
2. It's kind of oblong, though. It's maybe hard to fit around. A lot of strategy, which takes me into fun versus boring. This is a fun game. I find it to be very dependable. If you want to enjoy yourself, you're going to pull this game out. On Reddit, every time somebody asks for a 2-player game, like 18 people jump in. It's Patchwork, Patchwork, Patchwork. And it's because it's tried and true and enjoyable. There's the tension, of whether or not you're going to get that perfect piece. And I think there's only one of each configuration. I could be wrong, but if I'm looking around,
there might be a couple that match.
Yeah. But there's only one of these, and if that's exactly what I need, I got to do.
These are the ones I think they're more. Yeah. I can definitely see two.
So there are a couple that match, but for the most part, they're unique, and I need it. I have to have it. And if I don't get it, Molly will, or she'll pass it, and then we'll run out of time. So there's a lot of tension, and that really helps move the game forward.
Yeah, I find this game to be fun. I find it fun to try to make my pattern, right? I want to complete this entire board because -2 points hurts so bad. When you only score 20 points, and if you have 10 spaces in theory, 0 points, man. So I find that to be an exciting part, and I really like the strategy of this because it moves every time, and I really like trying to deny Tom or trying to get what I want, and then the time aspect. I think the strategy is really fun. All of that mixed together, I think, is exciting because you don't want to end it, but you want to cross these buttons because you need the money. So all of it is packed into a fun time for 2 players. Yeah. So on BGG,
I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Dependable, quality game.
I'd give it a 7 as well. Every time we get to multiples of 500 subscribers, we give away a free glitter painting of your favorite geeky thing. So make sure to subscribe now.
It could be you that wins.
Patchwork. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.